Hi, I'm Kendra, Director and owner of Oak Leaf Dental Lab Technician School. I've created this video to go over with our potential students the price of the course as well as our financial options. So let's get started. First, the price of our course is all inclusive, $5,595. So this cost covers absolutely everything. It's going to be the registration fee. It's going to be your scrubs, books, all the lab materials, lab fees. It is absolutely everything. There are no surprise costs once you begin the course to, surprise you, take you off guard, or make you have to drop out because you can't afford. So we're upfront and honest from the beginning on what our course cost so that we can then help you find the best way to make this affordable so that you can get all the way through. Now, a lot of students, they ask, okay, how can I afford this? Well, we have all sorts of options and we're willing to go out of our way to try to help make it affordable for you. But you have to meet us halfway too. The very first option we have a lot of students that come to us and they just want to pay upfront and full. And we absolutely can accommodate that. We can take cash, check, and credit card. Some students might come to us and they have half. They can, pay a half up front to reserve their spot, and we can do that too. And then what we do is we work with them in order to be able to pay the rest throughout the course. So it might be paying, um, 1,000 the first month they're in the class, and 1,000 the second month, and 1,000 the third month they're in, and the remaining portion of that was their down deposit that they paid up front. So we also have some students that might be able to pay half up front, but then they need to be put on weekly payments or bi-weekly payments to pay the remaining amount. Of course, we would love to have the full $5,595 paid by the time you complete class. But with it being just 10 quick Saturdays, we understand that sometimes those weekly or biweekly payments are too much for a student to afford. So we do have a break even point in which we have to have students try to have paid by the time they graduate. And then if that point is hit, what we can do is we can then allow you to continue paying bi-weekly after class is over until the remaining balance is paid in full. And that's something that once we figure out a payment plan for you, we can decide if that will work for you and if the break-even points hit and everything else. So we try our absolute hardest to reserve you a spot in the class if you're interested in joining the class until you figure out your payment plan. I will say though that it's also kind of first come, first serve as to who can put down that down payment to reserve their spot. We will, like I said, reserve you a spot while you're trying to figure out that financial plan. And if for some reason we only have one spot or two spots left, I'll reach out to you and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know, we really want you in the class, but we're getting really close to having to close out registration. People are taking the spots. We really want to work with you. So, for those of you who may not, I understand $5,595 is a lot less than what most schools will charge you to go through. However, we do also realize it's still a big chunk of change. Unfortunately, the government will not allow financial aid to pay for the course. They kind of look at that reduced price and the tuition fee as your financial aid. So it makes it a little bit tricky sometimes, but we do have some options. There is a governmental grant that is given out through your local Ohio Means Jobs that could potentially cover your school tuition. And because it's a grant, you don't have to pay it back. So it would be free tuition. So how this works is I would need you to get a hold of me and let me know what county you reside in. Unfortunately, due to COVID, some of the counties that are smaller, they don't get as much of the governmental funding as maybe a larger county like Franklin County would get. So some of them have had to stop giving the grant, because monies have had to be switched around and put in different pots for COVID and different aspects within the county, so they don't have the money for the education anymore. So if you let me know what county you reside in, I can give you an idea of, do they still offer it? And if so, who you need to reach out to and the steps you need to take to get this started. Now, with the grant, not everybody's going to qualify. So you have to make under a certain income amount. And again, that's going to depend on the county you reside in. But most counties are going to require that you make $3,000 to $4,000 a month or less. But that's your total household income. So if you still live at home with your parents, they're not just going to look at your income, they look at your parents' income as well. Maybe you live with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. They're not just going to look at your income, they look at the household income. So they look at everybody within the house. And as long as you are between, I believe it's $3,000 to $4,000 or less, they will accommodate you and allow you to apply. But just because you meet that income level doesn't mean you get the grant. That means you get to move forward and try to qualify for the grant. So what they're going to do is, this is where the tedious part comes in. And please keep in mind, it can take 2 to 2.5 months to qualify for this grant. And these individuals working with you cannot move any faster than you do. So you really have to work quickly in order to get this done in enough time to be able to get in the course. The government will not allow you to start our lab technician school until they have approved your funding. I have literally seen students miss it by 1 day, and they won't allow them to start. So time is of the essence, and these individuals helping you cannot move any faster than you do. And of course, you can always contact me if there's something you don't understand or there's something you need. I'm here to help you. But what will happen is, once they clear you to qualify based off of your income, they're going to start asking you to bring in pay stubs so that they can double make sure that you're within the income level. They're just not going to go by your word. This is the government handing you over almost $6,000, so they have to be sure on this. They're going to need your birth certificate, your social security card to prove that you're an American citizen. Then they're going to start doing things like require you to create a resume. And I have had students contact me before that say, oh my gosh, now they want me to write a resume. And my response is, oh my gosh, if they're going to give you almost $6,000 free, you write the resume. So we require you have a resume for the course as well anyways. I actually take that resume myself. I rip it apart and I make it so that it's dental lab technician ready. So I'm going to require you to have a resume, so you might as well go ahead and do it. But they do this because they want to make sure that if they're going to give you money to get an education for a wonderful career, that you at least know how to write a resume so you can go out and get a job once you graduate. They might ask you to go and look and see if you can find 5 dental lab technician jobs. They might have a little checklist of things they want to do, and it helps them to see that it's going to be a good career field for them to pursue and give money to for you to get an education. But also they're checking to make sure that you know how to job search and what to do to get a job. So again, it can be tedious, but I have never had a student complain about getting the grant money once they get it. It's always so well worth it to them. So just hang in there. There are some tests that they have you do, and what they are is they're just tests, I believe, in reading and math that show that you have a 9th grade level proficiency of education. And this is because they don't want to pay for you to go through a program or our program and find out that, you can't take tests or you can't read or you can't write to be able to pass the course. I would say probably 90% of the student that go after the grant, they get it. They receive the funding. And it's not the tests that they pass. A lot of times it's just students being a little too lazy and not wanting to get the information that's needed, or they kind of poke around and they don't go as fast as they need to, and they get right up to the deadline and then they don't get everything turned in. So the grant is so well worth it. Just reach out to me. I'll give my email and phone number at the end, and let me know what county you reside in. Give me your name, and I will get right back to you with the information you need to get started. Next, let's say you don't qualify for that grant, or you start and you're like, ugh, I just don't want to deal with this. We do have wonderful financial partners that offer a loan program for our students. Now, with this loan program, just like with any loan, they are going to look at your credit score. However, they're a lot more lenient than most loan companies with giving out a loan based on your credit score. And the other thing that's really cool is if you can get your hands on a copy of your high school transcript, they'll have you upload that and submit it. And if you've had good grades on that high school transcript or even a college transcript, they'll up your credit score for the good grades you have. So a lot of our students will use our financial partners to get this loan. Now, obviously, based on your credit score will be how low they can make your monthly payment, how low your interest rate can be. Some students might find out they don't qualify for the full $5,595, but they might find out that they qualify to give us a $2,000 down payment through them. And then I can work with you on doing a payment plan for the remaining amount. So again, there's so many options out there. Just don't hesitate to contact me and talk about them, or tell me, hey, I have this amount saved up that I can use as a down payment, or this is the amount that I feel like I could pay bi-weekly to get through the course. Can you work with me? We have so many different options. The last would be a payment plan through us. Now, we cannot do a payment plan unless there is a down payment made first. And we have a dollar amount we like to get for that payment plan, but we are able to work with you and maybe make it a little bit more if you can't pay so much every other week. Or if you can pay more every other week than what most students can, we can make your down payment maybe be a little less. So these payment plans are catered literally to each and every individual or potential student that comes our way, because we do them based off of what you feel like your biweekly payments could be. The higher amount of biweekly payments you can make, the less we can make that down payment, or vice versa. We do again know that not everybody can have the full $5,595 paid in 10 weeks. So we have a baseline limit that we need to have you have paid in order to allow you to continue paying bi-weekly once the class is over. We just need to make sure that our overhead cost for putting you through the program is met. And if we know that is, then we can continue to allow you to make payments afterwards. So again, I know that seems very vague, but a lot of that depends on how many students did pay the full amount up front. The more students that we have do that, and the more students that we have that gets the grant, the more we are able to work with individuals that need a payment plan, because we have more of that overhead cost covered. So again, bottom line is just reach out to us. We have all sorts of tricks up our sleeve. There's very few students that we've had to turn away because of payment options. We really try to work hard with our students to make this affordable and feasible. We want nothing more than to be able to grant you an amazing education for a wonderful in-demand career so that you can move forward and ahead in life. My name again is Kendra. I'm the director and the owner of the program. You are more than welcome to reach out to me. Don't be intimidated. It's my job to make this possible for you. My phone number is 740-602-1250. You can call me or text me at that number. If you call and you get our voicemail, leave a message. I'm probably on the line with another student, and I'll get right back with you. If you prefer to email, you can email me at Kendra, Kindra, at assist, ASSIST, the number 4, dentist, DENTIST.com. I'll look forward to hearing from you. We'll do everything we can to get you in our course. You take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.